All right, so Val Despard, Despard Analytics. We got Daniel Burkhardt on. Did I pronounce your name right? Daniel
Yeah,
Burkhardt. Yeah, nice. Based in Jacksonville, with NAI, NAI affiliate, and focused on. Well, you tell me. What's your kind of current focus right now in the brokerage world?
yeah. So my team, we focus on what we consider a middle market product here in the Jacksonville MSA. So, anything, our sweet spot is two up to 25, $30 million. And that spans across really office, retail, and then, some industrial.
Um, and just going back a ways, kind of how did you? I know you went to Florida. Are you from Jacksonville? Are you local? Did you come back to kind of?
So, yeah, so let me rewind here. So I grew up in St. Augustine, which is just south of Jacksonville. Come from a large family who was in the beer distribution business for Anheuser-Busch. So grew up in St. Augustine, and in the mid '90s we acquired more territory for the business. So we actually moved to Gainesville, which is north central Florida, and that's where I finished my schooling. Went to Santa Fe College in Gainesville after I graduated high school. Played basketball there, and then I transferred to University of Florida, where I graduated with a degree in finance back in, geez, that was 2011.
Yeah, we're looking at Florida because they have these scholarships if you're in state. So my son's in state and he's going in 10th grade now, and I'm like I'm starting to look into that because they've
It's
they've
a
got some
it's
outlets.
it's an outstanding school. And not only for the academic reasons, but also, I'm a little biased, but have a heck of a sports program there too, which makes it extra fun.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. All right, so you came out of school. How did you get into real estate? If your family's background wasn't in real estate, so how'd you?
Yeah, so when I was at the University of Florida, I was a student manager for the men's basketball team, and was very intrigued by coaching. I have a passion for basketball, and love having a positive impact on young people, just the competitiveness of the sports industry. But I really grew up wanting to be a business person, and being a small town Florida boy, um, wanted to move to a big city after college and put my finance degree to work in some way. So I went up to New York and interviewed at some investment banks, and ultimately decided it just wasn't the best fit for me for a variety of different reasons. And so at that point, I just really didn't know what I wanted to do. So I had a family friend who happened to run the Masters of Real Estate program at the University of Florida. She kind of knew my story and my background, knew that I was looking for a career, and so she had me in her office and introduced me not only to the real estate program, but also to the industry in general. And I think it really sparked my interest because at the time I just wasn't really sure. And it's, as you know, it's very, multidisciplinary. You can do, law or construction or valuation or development. You can go all these different paths. Um, so I think that was one. Number two, it's like I'm a visual guy, and it's like you're working with tangible assets, so that sort of appealed to me. And then number three, like just being able to have an impact on community in different ways, whether it's attracting new businesses, selling properties, or doing development. So I think sort of all those reasons uh, attracted me to it, and now obviously fast forward here I am 12 years later. It's been a great run so far.
And how did you get involved in brokerage?
So brokerage specifically, obviously the unlimited financial potential, and it's
Mhm.
tied sort of directly to how hard you work. And I
Yeah.
like I've always liked the idea of betting on myself, and I consider myself a hard worker. um, so that's one. And then two, I think just the balance of like relationships and trust and reputation with the technical analysis part. specifically investment sales. Obviously, that's what I do. That's what really drew me to brokerage.
Makes sense. Um, and then it looks like you've been with NAI for a while. So how did you get linked up with them specifically, and kind of what do you see as benefits? 12 years, obviously it's worked out for you. What do you see as the benefits of that platform? We've got multiple clients in the NAI platform, and high performers. It seems like a good, really strong
Yeah,
network.
I think NAI is great. I originally got linked up with the company as one of the founders was an advisory board member for the University of Florida Master's of Real Estate program. So that's how I originally made the touch point, and knew I wanted to stay closest to home. I wanted to be on the coast. I wanted to stay in Florida. I really believed in the market. So that's what sort of drove me to Jacksonville and also NAI Hallmark. Um, NAI as a brand, obviously we have over 375 sister offices around the world now, over 5,000 real estate professionals. But it's a managed network, so we're all independently owned and operated. And I think what makes us a little different is that in addition to like the main metro markets, we have many sister offices that are in more tertiary type areas where you may not find other, large commercial real estate brokerage brands. So, kind of our point of emphasis is that we bring local expertise, no matter the market, but powered by a global, firm slash brand. And so, every NAI office is going to be, a little different, and there's some pros and cons to that. But locally here in Jacksonville, at NAI Hallmark, we have an unbelievable team. I mean, we do. I can get into that if you want, but we do a great business here. I'm a big believer in our team.
Yeah, could you expound on that? How's the team structured? You guys been together for a while. Are you strong in different areas? Kind of expound on
So, as a company, we were founded in '93, and actually as a development company. And so we were doing, grocery share anchored shopping centers and suburban office buildings, and some other different projects. But as the portfolio grew, we built out an in-house team for leasing and property management. And so in 2011, that's when we became an NAI Global affiliate, and that's when we really started putting less of an emphasis on development and sort of rebranded to focus on third-party services. And so today we have a team of right about 60 people. We manage, just over 4 million square feet of commercial real estate here in Northeast Florida, office, retail, industrial flex, everything. And then out of the 60 people, we have about 15 brokers. And this includes, retail, industrial, office leasing teams. We have a multifamily sales team, and then an investment sales team, which is what I do day to day, as I said.
And so are you focused on office and retail, kind of both? Is there one more than the other?
I would
Or has it
say,
just been,
we did a ton of suburban office work sort of pre-COVID. But post-COVID, given obviously the slowdown in the investment office world, we have pivoted and done more retail, medical, and an industrial deal here and there.
gotcha. So basically you kind of pivot, depending on what's going on in the market.
Yeah.
And what are you seeing now? Like, what are you focused on now? What are you kind of advising clients to do? Every situation is different, but are you doing a lot of BOVs? Have they picked up?
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely seen an increase in activity with the turn of the year. I mean, obviously we just finished the second quarter of this year. Last year volume was down about 62% across the board. So that's office, retail, industrial, multifamily. Just to give you some indication, I mean, 21 and 22, we were doing like, as a market, not us specifically, but like 1.7 to like $2 billion worth of deals and transaction volume every year. And so 23, that was just shy of a billion. Okay, so down pretty significantly. And this is just office, retail, industrial I'm talking about. I'm taking out multifamily. For this year, through the first two quarters, for Q1, we did just over 500 million as a market. Q2, we did just under 500 million a market. So we've already hit our total transaction volume number from last year halfway through this year. Now, obviously, we'll probably see some slowdown the second half with the election and some people kicking the can. But I mean, as far as advice, like it's just really a case by case. Still see a pretty significant bid-ask spread, like a pretty sizable gap. And so, generally, I'd say the biggest challenge that we're seeing right now is just the inability to accurately pinpoint valuation, just given that there's a lack of data points out there because of the lack of deal flow. And so hopefully we'll kind of see that come back and we'll see volume pick up again.
Sounds good. Anything else you want to add in terms of your team, kind of unique value you guys bring, what you're focused on, or kind of what you're seeing next, like you said, second half of the year, next year. Anything you want to add to what?
Yeah, a couple things. So, a little bit about what makes us different. I mean, I would say that we really bring an institutional type approach to that middle market product. So we have a marketing and an analyst team. Obviously, you guys, play a role in our analyst, a part of the analyst component. But just depending on the deal, we really run a sophisticated process, and we know how to create a market for property and really maximize sale proceeds for our clients. I think that going forward, one thing that I'm interested to keep tabs on, just as an industry as a whole, is just how artificial intelligence, how AI is going to play a role in commercial real estate. Generally, I think as an industry, technology, we've always like sort of lagged behind, I feel like, technologically. And so, us as a company, as a team, we really challenge ourselves to try to stay at the forefront of that. But I think it's going to be a really interesting next couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool. How can people get in touch with you? What's the best way?
Yeah, I'll give you, obviously I'll send it. I don't know if you want to put in the caption below the video, but my email is D as in Daniel, B as in Bob at naihallmark.com. And then my direct dial in the office is 904-404-4455.
Sounds good. Well, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks. All right. I'll